Here we are, back in Midnight Sapphire. Today we're bringing in a nice AKM with some BP armor pen ammo, as well as a Mosin for some longer range engagements. Today, we're looking to work our way into the middle of the main hotel to find some intel on the current drug trade, as well as find any information on someone named Richard S. Parker. So, tag along and join me as we break into the heart of Midnight Sapphire. This mission, we're going to work the outskirts. I knew going right down the middle would cause absolute chaos, and the outskirts was really our best chance. We saw combat almost instantly, taking one out with a direct headshot with the Mosin. With instant retaliation from his crew, I knew I needed to back up and break his line of sight. I went in for another look and was able to drop him with the AK. Hearing another shot off further out, I opted for the Mosin. Missed the first shot, but readjusted, and down he went. Then bam, I took a round to the chest, which affected my breathing. With my lung being damaged, I was not able to hold my breath, but I still landed the shot. With that area cleared, it was time to clear a small compound up ahead. After 5 shots and luck on my side, he finally went down, and I knew I was spotted and needed to reposition. Working my way closer to the compound, I thought it'd be smart to take out my AK, but as I got closer, I noticed I had a great shot from my Mosin on a guard watching the back entrance. Down he went. Switching back to my AK, I inched my way into the compound. As I reached the front, I engaged onto a guard standing on the dock. With my last bullet in my mag and another round to the arm, I was able to drop him. With another wound taken care of and one less guard, I went on my way. That's when I heard bushes rustling behind me and realized I was getting flanked. If he was a bit more quiet, he might have had a chance. With the small compound now clear, it was time to hit the main stretch towards the hotel. Right as I exited the compound, I was spotted and took care of the threat. I'm not gonna lie, at this point, I felt unstoppable and thought it'd be an easy mission. I then reached a little cutout and wanted to make sure there was no guards that would pop out as I went past it. And there it is, the humbling experience you get while playing grayzone warfare when you think you're on top of it all. But we don't let a single death destroy us, so we went back in. With revenge in our hands and another round to the arm, I knew we were back in action and needed to be a lot more careful. I backed into some cover to treat my arm and carried on. I knew the guard that shot me was somewhere in the same area. Took a couple shots and knew it was a terrible angle. So, I wanted to get up close and personal to take him out. Down he goes, and we continue on our stretch. That's when I noticed another guard. And another perfect shot for a Mosin. One shot, and he drops. As all this is going on, another guard is shouting behind me. So, I take care of him. That's when I hear another coming from my left with no clear sight. I just start spraying rounds towards him in hopes I can get to cover. I retreat back to the street and just start working my way down it. This is where I began feeling a lot more intense. I knew this hotel was going to be insanely active once I entered the area. Random shots all over the place. I then hear yelling and shots coming directly from in front of me. I play it slow and see one through the window. An awkward shot, but I was able to drop him. I work my way up the stairs, landing a few rounds in another guard, but unable to drop him. I try to get a different angle. Now this is where it starts to get crazy. I take out a few more outside and enter the hotel. I noticed a lot going on towards the staircase, so I wanted to throw a nade towards it. I somehow bounce it off the wall, and a piece of shrapnel just misses my face to the left. So I start working my way towards the staircase instead. Take out two more, and I think it should be pretty clear. But I hear more movement and a lot of voices. I peek down the staircase and get a nice surprise of a group of 4 to 5 guards coming up. I just started spraying and knew I got at least one of them while trying to back up and retreat from this position. I go back outside and remember I saw another nade on one of the dead bodies. As I re-enter, I almost get blasted by a shotgun. I wait for him to shoot again to re-peek, but he goes around the corner. I take my last nade and was able to hit exactly where I wanted to throw it. That's making another surprise right down the hall. Down he went. And I believe my nade dropped the ones in the staircase as well. This is when I noticed I had some friendlies arriving, and I thought things were going to calm down a bit. So, I knew I was in the right area and went on the look for the drugs I was here for. I entered a little room off the kitchen, and voila, there it was. A nice big box of drugs that I needed to take back to Banshee to show him proof of what was going on over here. One task down, with one more to go. Oh yeah, remember how I said I thought it'd be a lot more calm with 2 friendlies near? Well, as I exit the kitchen, this is what I see. Another group of around 5 to 6 enemies just posted up in the main room looking for us. Knowing I was super exposed, I just start laying rounds down in hopes they don't hit me. I try entering the kitchen, but my friendly is blocking the way, so I quickly decide to head back outside to regain and calm myself down after what I just witnessed. I was lucky to get away with only a medium bleed to the chest. I re-peek and start shooting rounds through the glass, hoping I take something out. I go for another peek and only see one more standing. Down he went. With the hotel finally cleared out, I went on the look for my final task, which ended up being a room just down the hall. I grabbed the documents and found exactly what was going on with the Richard dude we were looking for. I guess he was brought to a house down the road to be interrogated. So, that was our next move. Meeting back up with a new squad, we worked our way down there. I saw one of my friendlies looking down the road. So I grabbed my Mosin once again and spotted another guard. Somehow the first shot didn't end up hitting, but the second sure did. And then we kept our move on. As I approached the compound from earlier, I noticed there were more guards. I didn't engage knowing I had a good amount of room to work with. So I stayed quiet and walked right past them. I then ended up at the end of the road and spotted a house I guessed to be the area Richard was brought to. I worked my way up and noticed a guard walking outside of it. Took some shots and down he went. I then climbed over the wall and made my entry. I took care of the back while the boys took care of the inside. Upon entering the house, we found a room in the back which was an obvious torture room, and it did not look good. Finding that out was enough intel for handshake, and it was time to start working our way back to the extract. Just before leaving, I downed some water so I could keep hydrated while taking my stam pills. Now, it was time to make our move towards the extract zone. I hopped the wall, took my stam pills, and away we went. Again, I thought it was going to be a nice walk back, but boy did I get into some trouble. As I came up to the waterfall area, I got a nice surprise of a couple rounds hitting my upper and lower body. So I broke the line of sight and tended to the medium bleed it caused. Once I dealt with that, I took out my AK and went to work. One out, just a bunch on the second while taking another round to the leg. But I re-peeked and hit him with a nice one tap to the noggin. I was so over surprises, but they just had to give me one more. I literally could not see this dude. I just started spraying into the bushes in hopes I would drop him. Thank God I did. I would have had to go all the way back and grab that package if he dropped me. One more bandage and some extra blood. I was finally on my way back to the extraction zone. Not gonna lie, this was probably the craziest mission I've gone on so far. Midnight Sapphire really loves to throw out random surprises. Some of them aren't too fun to deal with. But all in all, we got it done, and that's all that matters. If you made it this far in the video, thanks for tuning in, and I will see you over in the next one. Peace out.